My name is Cassie and I'm the founder of Fatco, where we use these guys to make this stuff. Let me explain. At Fatco, we specialize in making natural and organic skin and body care products, many of which contain tallow. It's nutrient dense and healing. It's extremely high in vitamins A, D, K, and E, all super important for skin health. It's natural, it's healthy, and it's sustainable.
People are saying, oh yeah, when you're finals MVP, you are now the best player on the planet. To me, that makes no sense whatsoever. I don't care if it's a week, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? LeBron James. That's who y'all gotta start appreciating. And you gotta stop disrespecting this
man. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Prideful podcast. As always, it is your boy Pride. I am in the building. It's just going to be me today. I know you guys love seeing my ugly face, but it's only going to be me today. Got a packed show for you guys. Earlier today, it was announced that Trevor Bauer has been suspended for 2 years by the MLB. Obviously, he's going to appeal it. I'll give you my reaction. A.J. Brown and A.J. Brown and Marquise Brown. Brown's on the move. We'll talk about that. But we're going to have to start off with the Utah Jazz. So the Utah Jazz have lost in 6 the Dallas Mavericks. Not looking good for them at all. Very sad at the end of the game. It really came down to a very fundamental play where instead of being smart and Bogdanovich just going because he had a wide open lane, super highway to the rim. Instead, he then chose to do a pump fake, which the pump fake worked. It worked until he missed a 3, costing them the game, which I personally would have preferred him to drive and then try to do a little bit of a floater or heck, maybe 2 strides in, go for a lit or do something. But what he chose to do was, in essence, throw the game. God bless him. God bless him. So now the big question comes in. What happens? Where do the Utah Jazz go from here? So really at this point, they really only have 2 options at this point. You either, and this is just my personal opinion, and obviously I will explain, but first and foremost, the first thing they could do is the wrong choice and try to run it back. Or you should just blow it up. I'm explaining why you can only do one of them. By the way, it's Frankie. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you why they gotta blow it up. And when I say blow up, you gotta get rid of both Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. With how much Rudy Gobert is getting paid, it's going to be a detriment to get rid of him. Not only that, but you're not going to get that much in return. I understand people like being different. I understand people like to be different and say, oh, yeah, look, Rudy Gobert's – look. Yeah, he'll jump with people on defense. I get it, right? Outside of that, if you bring him out, dude is a liability. You bring him outside the paint, the dude is a liability. Offensively, dude is a liability. Let's just be honest. Don't point me to that game winner he had with the layup and go, oh my God, that's, if he's a liability, why can't he do that? He's 7 feet tall and he was in front of the rim. That's why he made it. So if you trade Rudy Gobert, you're not really going to get much for him. Won't even be enough to, keep Donovan Mitchell around. And then if you trade Donovan Mitchell, you don't usually win superstar for superstar trades. When you get rid of a guy like Donovan Mitchell, you're not really going to win. Unless it's like a Zach LaVine type of situation. If Zach LaVine does a signing trade, sure, maybe. As of right now, there's absolutely no reason why the Utah Jazz should even think about running this back. At all. I know some people think that, oh, if you give them an opportunity, you know, they'll be able to do this and a third. And let's just run it back. Let's see. Because Donovan Mitchell was drafted 2018, 2019. That was his rookie year, right? His rookie year, they lost in 5 to the Houston Rockets. Okay? Lost in 5 to the Houston Rockets. The next year, they lost in 7 to the Denver Nuggets. Last year, they went 4-1. They beat the Grizzlies 4-1. And they lost to the Clippers in 6. And now you lose in the first round in 6 of the Mavs. This Utah Jazz team is doing something that's not smart. They're doing what the Portland Trailblazers did. They're going to war with the same stuff, making no adjustments and hoping for the best. That's all they're doing. And again, that's not a good idea. It's a horrible idea. It's a horrible thought process. It's bad. It's bad because, again, when we're looking at a league, you're looking at a league that just changes. That's, everyone's trying to get better, all this stuff. You doing the same thing, it's rough unless you're elite. Like right now, what they got right now, it's not elite enough for you to be able to just rely on it year in and year out. It's a shame. Really is. But it is time to move on. It's time to move on. Now, the Jazz have made it clear that they would like to build around Donovan Mitchell. Maybe something can happen. Maybe they could pull off something unique to get Donovan Mitchell a little more help. But as of right now, not looking good. Not looking good at all. AJ Brown and Hollywood Brown now have new teams. In case people didn't know, the Ravens sent Hollywood Brown to the Cardinals. Titans sent AJ Brown to the Philadelphia Eagles. And as soon as it happened, as soon as the second one happened, everyone was like, oh my God, who's going to be more successful? Well, it depends on how you're looking at it. First and foremost, I think both guys are going to be successful because Hollywood Brown he's a solid receiver, and now he gets to play against number twos because you got DeAndre Hopkins on the other side, so they're gonna have to worry about him, which is gonna open up opportunities for him. However, if you go over to AJ Brown, you're going to a situation where you're the clear-cut number one, and you're gonna get touches no matter what. So how about the morning podcast, huh? Dog, it was wild. But when it comes to AJ Brown and Hollywood, I think AJ Brown's going to be a little more successful. I think he's going to be a little more successful just due because of he's the clear-cut number one. Hollywood end up going to the Cardinals. It's a situation where sometimes he'll be the number one, sometimes he'll be two, sometimes he'll be three. It's all different. You don't really like when it comes to because if the Cardinals basically they found their number two based on how it was. Sometimes Christian Kirk was their number two. Sometimes it was AJ Green. Rondale Moore was it sometimes like it was all It all kind of fluctuates. So that alone is why I think it's gonna look like Hollywood's like falling off. But AJ Brown being a new place, it's crazy. It really is. Honestly, I don't know about anybody else, and not a single soul thought. I didn't think anybody thought that AJ Brown and Hollywood were gonna get moved in round number one. I didn't think they were. I thought if anybody was gonna get moved, I thought it was gonna be Debo or Baker, and neither did. The Jets made a play for Debo, and the 49ers said no. Which, okay, because the Jets offered one of the top 10 picks. God bless him, though. God bless him. Grinariki says, I'm conflicted. I want Debo to leave, but at the same time, maybe you do need him. I don't have to know. Look, man. it's an awkward situation, man. Debo told them what he wanted. He's like, hey, yo, this is just how it is. If, the Niners don't want to get rid of him. They don't want to get rid of him. So, and I was at the same time, Debo's like, hey, look, I'm willing to be here. If you got Debo willing to be there, if you have him willing to be there, couple that with the Niners not want him to leave, maybe he doesn't leave. Who knows? Maybe he stays. That's a possibility. It is a possibility. Last thing. I'm sorry today's going to be a quick show. It's just, I don't know why. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes it's quick. Sometimes it's not. Granaki says, who do you think will look better in a different uniform? AJ in green or Hollywood in a Cardinals jersey? AJ in green. I don't know. I always thought AJ Brown. I don't know. I just feel like AJ Brown will look better in green. No, actually, no. Hollywood. Because Hollywood's the same size as Kyler. And Kyler looks solid in it. So maybe Hollywood. No, I'm going to go AJ. I'm going to AJ Brown. But in case people haven't been paying attention, the MLB has suspended Trevor Bauer for 2 years. 2 years. In case people aren't up to date, long story short, him and this lady were having a very casual sexual relationship. She claimed that he abused her and sexually assaulted her. They did the investigation. Nothing happened. And then the MLB kept putting him, just because he was kept putting on the commissioner exemplar list over and over and over and over and over. Today, they finally suspended Trevor Bauer. They finally put a time frame on how long Trevor Bauer is going to be out. So Trevor Bauer is now suspended for 2 years. 2 years Trevor Bauer is going to be suspended for. He's going to be suspended for the domestic violence policy. Here's the weird part about the entire situation. So the original reason was because of what happened, of the woman accusing him of the sexual assault and the hitting and all that stuff. But now it's bizarre because now for some reason child abuse was thrown in there. Now, a lot of people have been trying to figure out where this child abuse thing was coming from. And the MLB said that's what it is. So it's very bizarre, like, of what is going on. Trevor Bauer was going to miss 324 games. Trevor Bauer obviously is going to appeal it. Usually when this stuff happens, whoever's being accused usually agrees and accepts the suspension. This time, he said that it was never brought up to him. He didn't agree, so we'll see what happens. But let's see. So this is a quote from the LA Dodgers. Today we were informed that MLB has concluded its investigations to allegations that have been made against Trevor Bauer, and the commissioner has issued his decision regarding discipline. The Dodgers organization takes all allegations of this nature very seriously and does not condone or excuse any acts of domestic violence or sexual assault. We've cooperated fully with the MLB's investigation since it began, and we fully support MLB's joint domestic violence, sexual assault, and child abuse policy and the commissioner's enforcement of the policy. We understand that Trevor has a right to appeal the commissioner's decision. Therefore, we will not comment until the process is complete. Now, again, the part that really blows my mind, this is the first mention of child abuse. But then when you open up, when you start to look at it, there's nothing to say about the child abuse, which is bizarre. It's a very bizarre situation. Trevor Bauer, in a statement, said, in the strongest possible terms, I deny committing any violation of the league's domestic violence and sexual assault policy. He also did say he was gonna appeal it. I believe he's currently suing the woman who basically said that who accused him. He's suing her, and I believe 2 other news outlets that he believed was a smear campaign. All of this, if you're wondering what is going to happen for the Dodgers, Dodgers contract in terms of paying Trevor Bauer, while he's on suspension, he will not be paid. So of the $102 million, it'll save them about 60 million of the contract they gave Trevor Bauer. Trevor Bauer again says that he has not done anything. He's going to appeal it. It's going to be a long appeal. It's going to be a very gritty appeal. Yuki says maybe the lady had a kid or something. I don't know. We don't, because the thing is, every time like I'm looking for it and I don't see anything talking about a kid. They just say, oh yeah, so like, this child, they're just saying there was like abuse. But every time you go to look into it, there's no allegations of it. It just always goes back to the woman and what she accused them of, which is very, very perplexing. So basically, we have 1 or 2 options here. Either A, there's more to it that came to light, or, and if I have to bet my money, I think this is where my money would be. I don't think he did anything to a child. I just believe that the entire name of the policy includes child abuse in it. Again, that is just my assumption. That would be my best guess, because it wouldn't make sense for them to all of a sudden now bring up child abuse. Wouldn't make sense. As of right now, obviously, he's going to fight it. He's going through a different route than other people. People usually fight it to reduce the suspension. He wants the suspension gone. So he's already working, from a very awkward situation. Look, we tell people, you gotta be careful. People gotta be careful. You can't be putting yourselves in these awkward situations. You can't. You gotta be smart. And unfortunately, Trevor Bauer he's going through it right now. He's going through it right now. Whatever happens. He's gonna have to take whatever happens on the jaw. God willing, whatever happens, bro, happens. But man, shortest episode, under 20 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Prideful Takes podcast. Please follow us on Twitter at Prideful Takes. If any news you want us to talk about, feel free to tag us in it. Catch us on Facebook at Prideful Takes and also on YouTube at Prideful Takes. Please give us a sub. We are also online. Visit our website, www.pridefultakes.com. Not only is every episode of the podcast up there, but we also have original articles. And check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, the Prideful Takes podcast. If you got an iPhone, just say, hey Siri, play the Prideful Takes podcast. She'll take care of the rest. And as always, on Facebook Gaming, Pride Gaming 22, one word. I'll be there tonight to live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you guys being here. We'll be back on Monday. Until then, y'all know what to do. be safe.
Knew where that was going. That was a great read. Lillard from the logo. That'll quiet the
2 on the season. 2nd and 1 for the Bills. They handle the rush. Allen looking. End zone.
2-2. Shohei Ohtani. Center field. Let's watch it go. Did several of those inside low kicks.